Welcome back to Primetime Local News. Josh Ryan and Greg Buchanan, a.k.a. the Buckster, are here to talk some sports. And it was an eventful one locally, and we have to start on a sour note for, I'm sure, many football fans. The Lloydminster Red Dogs finally lost a game, and it happened to come in the Capital District Championship.
Yeah, you told me this morning, and I was like a bit of shocked. And yeah, to think that the Red Dogs, that's their first loss in 4 years. They had a somewhat a comfortable lead, but they lose their starting quarterback, and that's a big loss early on, of like 3 series in. But the defense held them in. Battle River's a good football team. They put up some impressive numbers. But yeah, just a bizarre way to lose when they punt your block your punt with about 2 minutes left, and they score off that. So a tough one for the Red Dogs.
And that again shows you how good their defense was. You lose your starting quarterback, who's going to, or at least was scheduled to play in the Prospects game this summer. He does have. We'll see how bad his injury is later this week. But once you lose that player, you'd think that's going to be a tough break, and instead they end up having a touchdown lead. And unfortunately, they lose it on the last possession of the game.
Wow. Bizarre. You know what? And you got to know the Red Dogs, they'll look their wounds this year, and they'll come back out. And I think more than anything, what they've learned from this, you have a target on your back, everybody wants to beat you. And it has been like that for 4 years. Somebody finally did beat you. And now you just bounce back and put it behind you, get ready for next season.
And they certainly will. You obviously have a lot of guys coming back into that grade 12 scenario. There's a bunch of young guys as well for the program that got a chance to play. A better note, that has some winning note on it, is you have the Prairie Pirates, who had their 2 doubleheaders basically to open their season at home. Lost their first pair of games close to Swift Current, then played Saskatoon the next day, had a tough loss to start things off, then win 9-8. So they do finish with 1 win for the weekend. Probably a good result against 2 good teams when you're missing key guys. Yeah,
you're missing 3 key guys. They're still out at OAN right now. But more than anything, Swift Current's a good baseball program, always has been. They're a 12-month-a-year kind of program, kind of the program that the Pirates are trying to establish here in Lloydminster. And then Saskatoon comes to town on Sunday, and they have they split a doubleheader against them. And at this time of year, it's the timing for the pitchers. It's a lot of things that you're working on the early part of the season that they're going to get better. And they're going to add those 3 players in the lineup here in the next number of weeks, and that'll make them a whole lot better too. So a good start, more or less, for the Pirates this weekend.
Absolutely. Better start and better finish this year was certainly TJ Lloyd. Had a great Junior A season, got to compete with Canada in the Junior A World Challenge, is now the Canadian Defenseman of the Year for the CJHL, which is phenomenal. Good
Lloyd boy. Boy, would you like to see him in a Bobcat jersey, though. Yep. But, a great kid, and more than anything, a great leader in the AJHL, and show that with Spruce Grove. Carried that team on his back for a lot of that season, including their playoff run, which ended against a very good Brooks team. But at the same time, he's going on to bigger and better things after Spruce Grove, and I'm proud to say that he calls Lloydminster home, and he did some great things in Spruce Grove, and a real good, fine young man too on top of it, and did some great things in the midget AAA program in Lloyd, and another example of that elite program here in Lloydminster, producing these great hockey players and great leaders, and he's both.
And you can add, of course, to other accolades he's won this year, including AJHL Defenseman of the Year before winning CJHL Defenseman, as well as Team MVP, First Team All-Conference.
The list goes on and on.
And, of course, we'll suit up at the college ranks later this fall. And you, of course, have him on your show tomorrow night. So look forward to talking to him then. We still have more to talk about, though, in the next hour on Primetime Local News.